AniPro Cole's question, whoever that is.
Some loser.
Some loser who's in Japan right now. We're ready to go whenever you guys are ready.
Sounds good. Mario Cromber Weebs, his name is Mike, my name is Jay. We like anime, and this is episode 63 of the Anime Protagonist Podcast. And this week, we are talking multiple different things. We are starting with a Nintendo Direct and general gaming discussion. Hogwarts Legacy just came out. We are going to be talking that as well. And in our second half, we will be talking just general Pokemon stuff. Ash is leaving Pokemon after this final 12 episodes, so we're just going to give a general look back on our favorite moments from Pokemon, favorite things revolving around Pokemon. And to do that, we invited a guest. We've talked about
Pokemon
him
Master
before, a Pokemon Master. He has submitted multiple mailbags in the past. Please welcome Nugdeep from our Discord.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here.
But before we get into any of that, Mike, what's on your mind?
Oh, on my mind this week. You know what? I'll get right to the point this week. I have a simple question for you guys. If you had to give up one of these two things for the rest of your life, which would it be and why? Fork or spoon? You can only use one of these for the rest of your life, so you have to give up the other. You can never touch anything even shaped like a spoon or anything ever shaped like a fork.
Does a spork exist?
For argument's sake, no.
No? Okay.
Look at you already trying to find the outs and cheats here. I had this debate at my work, and it was actually like surprisingly split.
Did anyone ask the spork dilemma?
The spork came up at the end.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, well that's fair, but also like kind of cheating.
That's the thing, like it's a combination between a fork and a spoon, right? So like if one doesn't exist, then I guess it can't. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go spoon.
I'm gonna go spoon.
Spoon. So you're using a spoon forever, or you're giving up the spoon forever?
I'm using the spoon forever.
Yeah.
That was my choice as well. I thought it'd be pretty clear that you're not going to pick a fork, because like, how do you eat soup with a fork, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like with a spoon, you can at least like scoop anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
With a fork, if you're eating like something liquidy, it's just gonna fall through and you're gonna have a terrible time.
Yeah, exactly. And then like chopsticks still exist, so like if you really need like the, you know what I mean, like the single item pickup, you still got that going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe that wasn't as much of a banger as I hinted pre-episode.
Yeah, I was expecting...
Oh well. Yeah. Other than that, there's not a hell of a lot on my mind. I'm just basically just doing my February thing. I got a work trip coming up at the end of the month. The Super Bowl's coming up. Hopefully the team that I want won. I don't really care who wins, to be honest with you, but I don't know.
Is it just like two teams that you just don't care about, or is it like you don't really care about the Super Bowl in general?
I like the Super Bowl. I really like football, but I like both of the teams. I like all the players on both the teams, really. Gotcha. So there's like no real downside to me for either team winning or losing here. I know Matt's a big football fan. What are your thoughts? Keep in mind that this comes out after the Super Bowl.
After. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Who wins at all.
Yeah.
I'm a dire Patriot fan, and all the teams I wanted to win were eliminated, so I don't really care.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm just more in it for the spectacle. I just hope it's a good game.
What's your final score prediction?
37-34 Philadelphia.
Is that because you saw the script leaked?
Yes.
That was the score that was on that leaked NFL script thing that came out.
There was a script? What?
Yeah, there's this meme going around that the NFL scripted and someone leaked.
Everything's
the
scripted.
Script.
It's all an act. It's all fake.
Yeah.
The moon landing was a lie.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff we're dealing with here.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's true.
You know what? Honestly, conspiracy theory hat on. I do actually believe that the NFL has I do believe that they tell the refs sometimes listen, we kind of want the Giants to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, if there's a chance for a call to go their way?
I mean, the NFL isn't listed.
You know what I mean?
As a sports league, to the government and stuff of the states. It's listed as an entertainment thing, so it's not against
There's nothing stopping them from doing it.
That shady stuff.
It's in the same category as the wrestling.
Here's another conspiracy theory. So Vince McMahon, who owns WWE, also has a football league.
He does.
So if he were to start a football league when he has a wrestling league, it seems kind of weird if one's pure sport and the other's pure entertainment. But it makes a lot more sense if it's all scripted entertainment.
Oh, that's a great point.
That second XFL thing with Vince McMahon failed miserably.
It sure did.
But now it'll be revitalized by The Rock.
Yep, and it all makes sense.
The Rock's coming into it.
Yeah, The Rock's. It's starting soon.
What, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh. But that's enough about me. Jay, what's on your mind?
What is on my mind? I have been very busy watching anime and working on my YouTube video that probably came out as this episode came out, so you can also go check that out.
You got a new one in the works.
Yeah. I announced it on Twitter yesterday, but I'm doing a favorite anime video, just talking about my favorite anime. So once you're done watching this, finish watching or listening to this episode, then head over to my YouTube channel and go watch that. It was a lot of fun to work on.
What's your last one sitting at? Wasn't it 35K last time we hung out?
Yeah, it's currently sitting at views? 100K now.
That's crazy. You're
I know,
a superstar.
I know. Honestly, if you are one of the people that watch that, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, it means so much that to me that you watch that. It was a lot of fun to work on, but the fact that it got the response it did is completely insane, and it blows me away.
Yeah, I'm happy for you, Jay.
Thank you.
You put a lot of time and effort into those videos, right?
Yeah. And I just want to make sure that it's just they're the best things that they could possibly be, as I do with the podcast. So, just putting in the grind, man.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. But aside from that, just been watching a lot of anime. I just finished my watch of Saikano. And,
that's right.
Yeah.
Which you famously memed last episode that you'd watched that instead of Bubblegum Crisis.
Yeah.
Even though it was only half a meme because you actually did watch it instead of Bubblegum Crisis, but then you remembered to actually watch Bubblegum Crisis after. Yeah. So it was all okay.
Yeah. But Saikano, honestly, it's so good. It's right up my alley in terms of romance drama kind of thing with a little bit of nerd culture thrown in there. So
yeah,
it's perfect.
I'm fully expecting you to make me review it at some point here. Now that you've watched it again.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting it.
Matt's just smiling and nodding because he has no idea.
Yeah. Matt is famously not a huge anime fan, but with an exception. I managed to convince him to watch the greatest anime ever made. One Piece. Oh, he shows off the One Piece hat. Look at that.
Look at that.
Who's your favorite character, Matt, in One Piece?
I believe we're on episode 98.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just met Ace. Just started adventuring out.
Oh, yeah.
Who's your favorite?
So you're in Alabasta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's your favorite character?
Usopp. That's my boy. That's my boy.
I like it. I like Usopp too. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So,
I asked him that because I knew Jay also was an Usopp guy. So,
but speaking of things you are currently watching and doing, Matt, what's on your mind?
Well, last few days I've been just grinding Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of fun. And other than that, I've been watching either Star Wars Rebels, which
that's kind of an anime,
and One Piece, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And your fiance is a big One Piece fan, right? I think she's watched basically most of it, right? Or
yeah,
is she caught up to the?
Not quite, but I think she's in the 800s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Is she the part of the reason why you started watching it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just thought I'd give it a shot.
I mean, you can't go wrong with One Piece.
Yes. I mean, it's just something you throw on. It's good.
It's a great show.
Are pretty good for the most part. I like all the main guys, except for I'm not a really big fan of Chopper.
Oh, that hurts me. I like Chopper.
I don't like Chopper.
What don't you like about Chopper?
He
just has too many hats.
Annoying.
He's just too cute.
Honestly, I kind of understand that take.
Yeah.
And then
especially early Chopper. He gets better later on, but early Chopper is kind of annoying.
That's exactly what Samantha said. And
he does get better later on.
I don't know. I just don't like his voice. It annoys me. I also listen to dub. Obviously,
I was gonna say you're dub, right?
I'm dub with subs.
Yes, you're a fellow dub with subs watcher. That's right. We're both monsters as far as the internet is concerned.
Yeah, most of the time in the dub versus sub argument, you'll either hear like dub or sub. You won't hear both.
Yeah.
At the same time.
It's the elite way to go because you get like
I can't hear without my subtitles.
Yeah, sometimes it just you just helps your ADD brain like focus on what's happening.
Yeah, you just hear with your
process
eyes.
The tech.
Like when I'm lost in the car and I turn down the music to help me like find where I'm going.
Same
kind of thing.
Exactly. Exact same thing.
Honestly, it confuses me so much why people do that because it's like what are you doing? But I guess the point of it is like it's distracting if like you can't focus if like you're also trying to listen to the song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a focus thing, but like you really do.
It's time to get serious. Shit serious.
Yeah,
it's like the anime character pushing up their glasses moment. It's kind of the same vibes.
Mm-hmm. Or like Rock Lee taking off his weights.
Yes. It's just basically showing this is business time.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
So.
But I think it's time we head into the game corner.
Oh.
Welcome to the game corner.
And what's in the game corner this week, Jay?
What is in the game corner this week? We have we had a Nintendo Direct very recently, and we're just going to talk about it. I think there were some pretty cool announcements. Did either of you watch the Direct or anything?
I watched it this morning with my wife, and I have some thoughts.
Yeah, I watched just a recap of it.
Gotcha. Was there anything that stood out to either of you?
I'll let Matt go first.
Sure.
Well, besides obviously Zelda, don't even have to say that. Things for me that I noticed that I wanted was the new Kirby game.
Yeah, that was the big one I think for Matt.
And also Metroid Prime, because I've never played one and I've always wanted to, and it looks like yeah, it'd be
I think the coolest thing about that game is it came out the same day as the Direct.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Metroid game's already out.
It's already out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's only out digitally right now, and then I think it's coming out a week after the Direct, but so it's probably out physically now too.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it just like shadow dropped.
I think it's important to quickly mention here that Matthew is probably the biggest Kirby fan there is. So the Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland remake is probably pretty big news to him, I would think. But
yeah.
Probably the thing that got me actually the most excited, other than the Zelda one, was the Metroid Prime remake, because I actually didn't know that was coming. Mm-hmm. And when it came up, I was like, oh, that's sick. I've never actually played the original one, so.
Yeah, I remember playing it on the GameCube like years ago when it like first came out, and just not having as much fun because I wasn't a fan of the controls. And I think that's just because like I was spoiled on like dual joystick COD.
Yeah,
at the time,
and that's one thing they announced too, is that they have fixed controls now. Like you can use the other joystick to do the looking around like normal.
Yeah,
right?
like a normal person. So like now I'm excited to play it because it's going to be more like a first person shooter.
Yeah,
which is great, and like it looks really good. for
it does
for a
for
remaster.
like a remake of a GameCube game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks really good. The other one that kind of caught my eye, obviously, was Pikmin. Pikmin is hype. I like Pikmin a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got my wife more hype than I, especially because like it was the very first thing of the Direct.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool because this Pikmin's it's on Earth this time, and and usually they're on a. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, and like it's got like that a different camera angle, so like it's behind the player rather than like a top-down view constantly, which is very interesting.
It looks like they're kind of innovating a bit, like making it a little more updated for new gen, I guess. I don't know how to explain it exactly because like the last Pikmin 3 was a Wii U game, right? So
yeah. Like we got Pikmin 3 on Switch like a couple years ago, but this is the first like new Pikmin game since then. So yeah, that's exciting.
And I'm sure you were also excited for Splatoon 3 stuff there, Jake.
Splatoon 3 stuff. I'm excited to see what they do for the Wave 2 of the expansion. I forget what it's called at the moment, but it's like they're like adding more to the lore and stuff like that, which I think is really cool, and just more story in that. Inkopolis is interesting, but because it's like the hub world of the first game. But at the same time, if they're just reusing assets and it's just like a different version of the hub, then like what's the point?
Yeah, I have no idea. I've never played a Splatoon, so I kind of have no idea what any of this is.
Yeah,
I just know they're little squid kids running around.
It's a fun third-person shooter. But the thing that got me the most hype, I think, is new Professor Layton. I don't know if either of you have played Professor Layton.
I've never played one, but I got hyped for that too.
It's just like if you like puzzle games or like just like mini puzzles, with like point and click kind of thing, this is right up your alley. It's got like a mystery kind of story, but like you're playing the game for the puzzles, and the puzzles are normally like very, very not challenging, but like they make you think. They're not super easy, but they're not super difficult. And then the other thing that really interested me was Deca Police, which is like a police RPG made by Level 5, which like they make a lot of good RPGs. So I'm very excited for that too.
That one kind of took me off guard. I wasn't expecting that one at all. And then you got another preview of your one that was announced during the Game Awards there, I think. The it looks like Danganronpa, but
Raincoat?
Detective. Yes,
Raincoat?
that game looks super good.
It looks so good. I'm so excited for it. Just like being able to play something that kind of reminisces Danganronpa, and I think like it's made by the same person.
Okay. It's definitely made by Spike Chunsoft, so it's definitely same look and feel, right?
Yeah, and it looks like it was done by the same artist because the art looks like identical.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raincoat looks really good. What else?
Does Matthew have any thoughts on Kirby or Zelda that he wants to share? Those are in his wheelhouse for sure.
No, all good. I mean, Zelda, I just hope that it lives up to the hype. It's got a lot of pressure.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
It does.
So here's the thing me and Shazana were talking about is it a prequel or is it a sequel?
It's a sequel.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
For sure it's a sequel?
Yeah. In the first like reveal trailer, it said sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Okay, so it takes place after Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So that kind of begs the question then, like, what happened? How did Ganon come back, and what happened to Hyrule, sort of thing? Because like it looks pretty dark. It kind of gave me Twilight Princess vibes a little bit.
I was also getting, just obviously with the Skyward Sword vibes with the whole flying around.
Yeah, it looks like that looked pretty cool. That weird platform that Link was flying around on.
It's like, yeah, and then like all the memes of like the car thing, how like he's in a car.
The car thing.
Did you see how he's like on this like platform vehicle?
Oh yeah, the platform in the sky, right?
No, it looks like it's a car.
Yeah, but the first DLC for Breath of the Wild was like that
robot horse or motorcycle.
Yeah, motorcycle. It was ridiculous.
That's right. Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
But yeah, no, it looks a lot of fun. The story looks very interesting, and the fact that it's dark really intrigues me because I'm really intrigued to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that he has like looks like a mechanical hand too in the like Link.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he maybe lost an arm or something at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hype.
But as someone who likes the darker side of things, like I'm excited that it looks like a darker Zelda. So that should be good.
I'm very curious if all the fan theories of the Realm of Twilight coming back are true, and if it is, are we going to see Midna?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of dark, how about the dark arts in Hogwarts, Matthew?
Yes, Michael.
How is that game? I'm amazed that Shazana has not forced me to buy it for her yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't played it yet. Amazing.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the deluxe version to gain 72 hours early access, and yeah, basically just been playing, I think 14 hours so far in the last 3 days after work.
I think that the important question here is, what house are you?
Ravenclaw.
Do you get to pick your house or just randomly sorted into it?
Well, when you don't want to spoil too much, when you get the hat put on you, it asks some questions, and it suggests a house you should take, but it's implied. I don't know. I didn't pick but there was two options: either accept the house or no, I don't want to be in Ravenclaw. And then obviously you could physically or manually pick, I'm assuming, your other house. From what I understand.
Okay.
So it basically gives you like a quick BuzzFeed quiz at the beginning, and then you can choose whether or not you like the results.
I just recently came back from Disney World, and I realized while we were at Universal Studio and at Hogwarts, I am Ravenclaw, so it was pretty easy. And the quiz confirmed it, so
that's good. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I feel like Ravenclaw's a good fit for you. What house do you think you'd be, Jay?
I've been told by multiple people I'd be a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, it fits. It fits.
What do you think, Mike?
For me?
Yeah.
Or for you?
For you. Let's do both. Let's do something fun. Let's predict each other, like what we think we'd each be, and then also say what we think we'd be.
Yeah. I think for sure Matt is definitely Ravenclaw. He'd be like either Ravenclaw or Gryffindor. Jay, I'm gonna say Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, and me, I'm gonna say. I want to say Gryffindor, but I'm gonna say either Ravenclaw or Slytherin. I think would be probably me, as I'm wearing a green too.
Feeling very evil right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be a bad guy, but I could see the appeal of
the dark side.
The dark. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt, what do you think? I guess you probably don't know Jay as well as I do, but
no,
you could still give a.
I would think, if I had to pick for Jay, I would say Ravenclaw. Just off what I know.
Very know-it-all vibes.
Very know-it-all. For myself, yes, obviously Ravenclaw, or probably either Slytherin or Hufflepuff. It's a toss-up.
For me?
No, for me.
Oh, for you.
My second one. Because I do love animals, but But for Mike, no, I would say Mike would be Ravenclaw too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think just if you're a nerd, you kind of fit in the Ravenclaw vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not real.
We're all very timid, so I don't think we'd fit in
when
Gryffindor
faced
at
with
all.
confrontation, we turn and run the other way.
Yeah.
With the sprint button.
Is that one of the questions?
No.
Oh, okay.
But when asked if I want more excited to seek knowledge or adventure, I pick knowledge.
Oh yeah. I could go either way. I think I could probably be talked into some Gryffindor activities, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I'm told, what I've slightly read on site or online for what it matters, it doesn't affect your gameplay with your experience with what house you choose, or just the NPCs you interact with, because you interact with different students in your house.
Oh,
so you'd only interact with, And I guess if people are completionists out there, there are achievements for doing certain tasks. It's shown with the different houses. So if you go and complete the game 4 different times with each house, then you could complete all the achievements.
Oh, so you'd have to play it like 4 times to really 100% the game? Oh.
So it's kind of like 3 houses in that way.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Three
Yeah.
Houses. Yeah.
But
I will pick it up at some point because I know Shazana wants to play it, but it's like I just can't justify spending like $110 on a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So
That hurts
I
me.
spent $110 on the deluxe, and I will say this as someone who's tried Skyrim, Witcher 3, the newer Assassin's Creed, we're talking like Odyssey, Valhalla, like the more bigger open world RPG. I like this one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's got Game of the Year potential.
Game of the Year potential.
Yeah,
I could see that. Like it's got a lot going on for it right now. It's got
it is
like all the
so
people.
much
You see all
fun.
the people. You see all the people online too, where they're like showing that you can like use like the darkest curses too, like the forbidden
Yeah.
spells, like Avada
Yeah, it shows
Kedavra and
all-
stuff, and
yeah,
you
Basically,
can just like full on
magic
become
gun.
Voldemort. Yeah.
10 hours into
Yeah,
the
magic
game,
gun.
I finally got to my first flying lesson, unlocked the broom, and then I could go buy a broom, and now I can fly around.
Oh,
And
nice.
It's totally changed. Exploring the map. The map is huge. And
Do you have the Nimbus 2000 yet?
No. I have a nice U bow.
Do you have like
I
an owl or a cat
Yes.
or a rat?
An owl.
No.
Do you get to pick which one?
No. It's given to you with the story. But I mean,
I see.
there is a beast store in Hogsmeade, which I haven't gone into, so I'm sure you could probably switch it up.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I would highly recommend.
Highly recommend picking it up, eh?
I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, so
I was gonna say actually, because you're a different generation than us, right?
well, I grew up with Harry Potter.
Okay. Okay.
I read Harry Potter in 4th grade actually. And
Yeah.
it wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
It was fine, and like I've seen all the movies and I've done, but it just doesn't feel. It's not the same. I don't know.
It's just not your cup of tea.
Just not my cup of tea.
I feel like Harry Potter was like it's peak millennial, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, my
I-
generation was super into it. I had a lot of friends that I went to school with that liked it. It's
Oh,
just
for
like,
sure.
you know,
Mhm.
It's huge.
yeah.
And now,
Like Matthew just got back from the Universal Studios like Wizarding World, right? They have 2 theme parks there with it. It's huge.
it's amazing.
Did you ride the train back and forth between the 2?
I did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
Do you drink some butterbeer?
I drank butterbeer.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, is it
is
an alcoholic
root beer
drink?
mixed with caramel.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, it's fantastic. You can get it hot, cold, frozen. We had it all 3 ways. It was amazing.
Oh, that's interesting.
I only had it the first 2 ways, and I agree, it is amazing. And I've tried making it at home since going to Universal, and it just kind of doesn't hit the same.
We're talking about having like a kind of fandom table at the wedding where we're looking at serving like things like alcoholic butterbeer and polyjuice potion.
Oh,
Yeah.
love potions.
Some lembus bread for.
Oh yeah, like what are you gonna do? Like make that yourself, or like what's the plan there?
Well, that probably, yeah. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's big news too. Is at Universal Studios, or was it there?
no, it was actually
you popped the
specifically
question.
at. What was the trip? But yeah, it was at Disney's Hollywood Studio. Star
Oh.
Wars. Best
The Star Wars
birthday ever.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting too, because like I popped a question to Shazana at Universal Studios in front of Hogwarts, so it was like
I know.
we're 2 Canadians and we went to like the same within like the same 5-kilometer radius.
It's like
to go.
a trend.
Yeah.
Like
It's just the holy ground right
Cole's
now for
next.
proposing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I think is there anything else you guys want to talk about for gaming before we move on?
I think it's good. I think it's time for the mailbag, Mike. Is that where you're going?
Oh. Well, I was going to leave the mailbag because I put out a specific call for Pokemon centered
This
mailbag.
is true.
So I'm just
This is true.
gonna shift her on over to the second half here. So I guess we should hear some music playing over us, and we're going into a break.
Yeah.
But first, someone's got to come up with a question of the week, I think, before we get there.
Sure. Okay. Well, while you're on break, while you're listening to our break, and think of this question: what was your favorite Pokemon growing up?
Ooh, growing up, I'm gonna go. I liked Mudkip a lot growing up. But yes, let's go to a break.
Break.
Welcome back to the Anime Protagonist Podcast. This is the second half of the podcast, and we're going to talk about Pokemon, or Pokemon if you know what you're talking about. We're going to basically just kind of, talk about whatever the heck we want about Pokemon. We got some mailbags submitted from our Discord. If you're not in there, make sure you go join it. Links are at anipropod.com or probably in the description of where you're listening to or watching this. We are joined by guest host Matthew, who is a childhood friend of mine and Cole's and a new friend of Jay's. But he is also a Pokemon master, as well as a huge Kirby fan, but that's irrelevant right now. And we're just going to kind of list off, like our favorite Pokemon, favorite regions, all sorts of stuff. Basically just an entire little Pokemon segment. So, maybe Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Tell us one of your favorite Pokemon.
Well, my favorite Pokemon of all time is Suicune.
Oh, okay. You're going right for the big dog right away, eh?
Suicune.
Literally.
Okay. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
Suicune's
Suicune's
nice.
my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
I feel like you two have like do you have like a story behind your favorite Pokemon? Because
No.
my favorite Pokemon is just like I looked at it and I was like, you know what, Suicune, my favorite Pokemon.
Yes. My favorite Pokemon.
That's essentially how it goes.
Machamp.
Oh, that's a good choice. Gen 1er, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Gen 1's the best gen. Always will be. You can't beat it. It's OG.
I feel like your favorite gen is tied to the first one you played.
Which was Gen
for the
1.
most part. Yeah. I guess that'd be a good place to start, too, is like, what's your guys' first gen? I guess Matthew just gave his away. Which version did you play, Matthew? What was your first one?
I got
first brush with
for
Pokemon.
Christmas. My parents got me and my brother both red and blue, and me being the older, I got to choose.
You beat him up and took red? Yeah. Yep. Mine was blue.
I thought Charizard looked cooler than a turtle with guns on his back. Solely for that reason, I picked red.
I mean, it's accurate, right? Mine, I was just basically like at a cousin's for Christmas, and then like he's playing his Game Boy, and then his mom was like, hey, why don't you let your younger cousin play your Game Boy? And then he just handed it to me and had Pokemon Blue in it, and I'm like, what is happening right now? This is the greatest thing ever, and I'm gonna devote the next 20 to 40 years of my life to this thing. So yeah, that's how it went. Jay, what about you?
I remember so before I even got the games, my first experience with Pokemon, I was at a Toys R Us with my cousin, and we were like, I think I was like 6 or 7. We were just like, we got like $20 and we were told like, get whatever you want, whatever. Yeah. So we were in the Toys R Us and my cousin's like, I'm gonna get a Pokemon plush, and I'm like, which one should I get? And so he hands me a plush. I have no idea, like I've never seen this Tentacool before.
Tentacool
nice. Plush.
That's a deep cut. I like it. Yeah.
So I had no idea what it was. It didn't even register to me that it was supposed to be a jellyfish. So when I first saw it, I always held it upside down,
the
thinking
legs
like
shooting up.
like the legs are its hair or something. Yeah. And I was like, this is cool. No like real care or anything.
Yeah.
And then like, as a kid, you don't really know anything about it, so just kind of like you have it and it's just kind of there. And then like a couple months later, I finally got Pokemon Fire Red because I begged my dad to buy it for me.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yes.
And I started with Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur is your first starter?
Bulbasaur was my first starter. That was before this was like when I had no idea what Pokemon was. I had no connection to anything. I just randomly picked Bulbasaur, and I only picked Bulbasaur because I mashed A, and I didn't get to see the other two choices.
I thought it was gonna be. I was gonna say you're just a contrarian since day one, eh? Just me and Matt are like, yeah, Charizard's by far the coolest. Squirtle's the second coolest, and then no, Bulbasaur. Jay with Bulbasaur.
Honestly, the reason I ended up going only water is because around the time I was getting into Pokemon, my friends were getting into Pokemon, everyone was either picking the fire starter or the grass starter. So I would pick the water starter so we could have all three and then trade between the three of us.
I see.
Okay, I see. Yes.
And it just kind of became a never-ending trend for me.
See, for me, it's a little more complicated than that. Like, as I said, the first one I ever played was blue, but the first one I ever owned, so I didn't get a starter in blue. Basically, I just played on my cousin's file at the time. But the first one I ever picked on my own was a little fiery rat named Cyndaquil in Pokemon Gold.
Ooh.
And you know what? Gen 2 has some delectable starters. Those are all good starters.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. I didn't actually make it all the way through that game without... weirdly enough, I was snowmobiling, and I brought my Game Boy and my Pokemon everywhere as a kid. And I was snowmobiling, which is, again, if you're from anywhere other than Canada, you're probably like, that's just the most Canadian thing I've ever heard in my life. And the game somehow was not in my Game Boy and fell out of my pocket. So it's sitting at the bottom of a lake somewhere, I guess, this copy of Pokemon Gold. Pitiful. But then I got Crystal, and then that time I chose Totodile.
Ooh, okay.
And every time I played Gen 2 since, I always pick Totodile, because it's probably my favorite of the three, actually.
I do like Totodile.
It's so hard. I mean, they're all so good. I mean, Chikorita even.
Chikorita is probably like the most hated, I would say. Like it's next.
I think Chikorita's hated is because like it's kind of hard mode.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I like
just
Chikorita
for like
too.
The first gym, I get it. It's the flying Falkner, but I mean.
And then second gym is Bug, which Grass is also
yeah,
good too.
I know, but I mean by then.
And then gym 3 is Whitney, which
Miltank. The Miltank.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Jay, but by then you should already have like other Pokemon. Shouldn't be just relying going through the whole gyms with your just starter.
That is true, but when you're a kid,
you're rocking the starter.
You're just rocking the starter.
Hey, I had strategy, man.
Did you?
When I was 7-year-old Matt knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Matt's nickname for like the longest time in high school and stuff was King of Games, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
He's Yugi.
He's Yugi.
He's
yes.
IRL Yugi Moto.
Yes, he is.
I understood early on that my Pidgey was very effective against the Weedle and Caterpie.
I can just see little Matt like, this is the optimal strategy. I will destroy this game.
Yes. You played to win the game.
It's true.
When was it you found out, Mike, that you can use more than one Pokemon to play the game?
Oh, I had multiple Pokemon on a team, but back in those days, EXP share like basically wasn't a thing. So like,
you had to grind.
Yeah. So I basically just like couldn't be bothered to do it, I guess, and I just beat the whole thing with like my one Pokemon, which I think is Cole's strategy. Because he's like an adult. He found Pokemon as an adult, right? So I think that's still his strategy to this day. To this day. And
yeah.
I
mean, it's an alright strategy, but it can only get you so far, especially once.
But like, when did you start using other Pokemon than just your starter?
I see what you're asking. Probably once I got towards. I think my Totodile couldn't beat one of the gyms, and I had to like train up another Pokemon or something, and then I kind of like realized I was like, I should probably have more than just one.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think that like Matthew's about to say, like that's the normal thing. Like eventually you reach a gym where it's like, I can't beat this one with my starter, and then you realize, I can train other Pokemon.
I'm gonna come off like a dummy. Every Pokemon game I ever beat, when I was a kid, I only used my starter. I beat Pokemon Emerald using only a Swampert. I beat Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green using only a Blastoise.
So hold on.
Because I replayed it multiple times.
Did you have other Pokemon in your team?
I would catch like HM slaves.
So it's like,
yes.
okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm,
that's a blast from the past too. HM slaves.
Yeah.
Poor Furret getting all like, the HMs.
But like, I'd only use a starter, and then like, I remember when I was a little kid. I would find like videos of other people playing Pokemon, and they'd be like, "Yeah, so here's my team," and I'm like, "Wait, you can use more than one?"
Yeah, the anime didn't clue you into that, like when Ash had multiple.
No, honestly, it probably should have, but I think the reason it didn't is because Ash would never evolve his Pokemon, so I think, like...
That's true.
Well, why is he using that? Like, they're so weak.
That is true.
Like, it's not even evolved.
Hey, man, that's like a level 99 Bulbasaur. Like...
Just
those
so
guys
strong.
Are strong.
Yeah. So I guess this would be a good point to drop one of my favorite Pokemon here is Mudkip, and that kind of that whole line as a whole. Those are just great Pokemon.
Yeah.
And probably like the Gen 3 is like the most nostalgic gen for me. Like that's where my heart really lies is Gen 3. I don't know. I don't really know why exactly because I didn't.
Gen 3 is solid. Like
I like it. It's just good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
They got one of my favorite Pokemons of all time, Gardevoir.
Ooh.
Gardevoir's great.
Yeah, Gardevoir is great.
I'm also a big fan of Metagross and Salamence.
Mm-hmm.
All of the pseudo legendaries are really good. Like you got Salamence, you got all those great Pokemon.
I don't know if you remember this, but in Pokemon XD, there's like a beginning battle before the game begins, and you're using a Salamence against a Metagross, and it's like one of the coolest battles ever because it's like the two coolest Pokemon.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. They're like, let's just put the two coolest Pokemon in here and just rock with it, right?
Yeah.
Let's go into our first of. I hit up the Discord for a bunch of mailbags for us to answer here. So let's go for the first one here.
All right, let's do it.
This might be a quick one because I have a feeling I know what the answer is here. From Kratos, we have, now that Ash won the championship, should they age Ash or replace him going forward? And it's kind of a moot point, I think, at this point. But I guess, what would you guys prefer they did, not knowing anything about what they actually did?
It kind of depends to me. Because, like, I never see Pokemon actually ending.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No.
Like, I can see Ash's story ending.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But if they're going to actually end his story, show us everything we want to see. Like, give us, like, you know, maybe him catching a legendary or like something that he hasn't done yet. And who's Ash's dad or something like that. Answer those questions.
I think, didn't they show Ash's dad like recently?
So they teased his dad that his dad was coming, and then like they never showed him.
Did you just say Professor Oak, Matthew?
Yes.
I mean, Mr. Mime is the real answer.
Think about it. Professor Oak in a town with all those single mothers and all their kids are now gone on a Pokemon adventure. Guy's got the perfect life.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to give here, kid, get lost. Hey, mom, how you doing?
Yeah.
Does that make Ash Gary's uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deep thought there, Jay. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if they had Ash play like a mentor role going forward. Like he'd pop into the anime once in a while and just kind of like almost be like an adult, and then he's like cheering on the next generation sort of thing.
Or even like if he were a teacher at the school in Scarlet and Violet would be cool.
That could be cool. An
Elite Four member.
Ooh. What's the best
cool too?
What's the best Elite Four do you guys think that you've beat or that you've even played? I guess
that's a tough one.
I know that's a tough one.
I think I have an answer.
For me, for nostalgic reasons, I'm gonna go just with the first gen. I love all of them.
Yeah, Lance is pretty cool, right? That's a good lineup. The first gen, the Kanto Elite Four.
Laurel, I always had a crush on as a kid.
Who?
Laurel, the ice.
Oh, the ice girl. Yeah. She was kind of a baddie. What about Agatha? Did you have a crush on Agatha?
I like how she says she's a ghost type Elite Four member, but she's actually a poison specialist.
She's basically a Gengar specialist, isn't she?
Well, no, like if you look at her whole team, her team is 2 Gengars, an Arbok, a Golbat, which like that's all poison.
Yeah, Gen 1 is jank as hell, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think
I always had a
go ahead,
thing for I always had a thing for Karen. Speaking of Elite Four members, people had a crush on.
Yeah, Karen's good.
From Gen 2.
Yeah. I probably go Gen 2 as well, I think, because Karen's awesome. I can't really remember it that well, but it's just like nostalgia reasons. I like it a lot.
I think in terms of like just the one Elite Four member, I like Karen, but overall, I'd say Gen 4.
Yeah, with Cynthia and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The most
Cynthia's probably the toughest champion.
Steven Stone.
Yeah, Gen 3's pretty good.
Oh, that's Gen 3. Yeah.
Get
them mixed up.
No, yeah, Gen 4.
Lucian's a crazy 4th Elite Four member. I always like got stuck on him and his Bronzong as a kid.
Oh, yeah, Bronzong.
I remember, just beating Brilliant Diamond last year, and Cynthia whooped me more than once before I finally was triumphant.
Yeah, that remake Elite Four was tough. Like they were like competitively viable.
Yeah, and they were just like randomly, here you go, here's like a full actually competitive viable team. Just, I hope you can figure it out.
Just randomly. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you were just like playing through that whole game with just your starter, and your starter goes down against this like swords danced or dragon danced Garchomp, you're basically done, right?
Ooh. Yeah.
That Milotic.
Oh yeah, big bulky Milotic. Oh yeah.
Hits hard.
That ice
Yeah,
beam.
you need like a really good team for that.
Yep. Another one of my favorite Pokemon. Just throwing it out there. Tyranitar.
Tyranitar is pretty cool.
I feel like Matt's a Pokemon Go player, so he says T-Tar. Tyranitar is, I don't know, he's just like an OG awesome Pokemon. I feel like he's always been
Godzilla, like he's cool. He's a giant lizard.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's like undebatably cool, and he's also really strong too. So it's like there's no downside. And you can use him on competitive teams too. Like there's no Game Freak must just know that he's like such a good Pokemon that they just give him
he's a pseudo, right?
He's a pseudo. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But like you don't see Metagross is kind of, but not really. You know what I mean?
Well, Metagross is a pseudo because it does have a base stat total of 600, and that's really the only prerequisite.
Right, but I mean, it's not really a competitive Pokemon like Tyranitar is and stuff.
It's not really used much nowadays, but I think that's just because it's not as accessible as it could be.
Yeah. What about you guys? What are some of your other favorites?
I mean, I love Snorlax.
Oh, continuing the Gen 1 love.
Yes, it's going to be a bit of Gen love fest over here. Snorlax.
I'll be honest with you, Matt. I actually like Munchlax better than I like Snorlax. I really like Munchlax a lot. He's just cuter. He's just a cute little boy, just chewing, chomping on some berries.
Mike has a real big Protect energy vibe.
Maybe,
like he likes the Protect energy a lot.
Well, I mean, I did just say I like Tyranitar as well.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
I like the extremes, I guess. Either big, scary Godzilla or cute little teddy bear.
Yeah.
Is Snorlax a bear? I think. I don't even know.
Yeah, he's like a giant. Yeah, I would describe him as a giant teddy bear-esque kind of thing. Yeah.
Greninja, I think. I think is really cool. Yeah.
Everybody likes Greninja except for me. I don't like Gen 6 really. It's probably my least favorite gen, I would say.
Yeah, that's
in terms of the actual games, I kind of agree. They're super forgettable and super easy, but I do like Greninja, and that's probably it.
Yeah, I didn't really like the games, and I don't really like the character, the designs in it either, really. So it's kind of like just a whole lot of hating from me, I guess, is what I would say.
A whole lot hating on Kalos.
Yep. Next question from the Discord. Super Maxi wants to know, who is the best starter Pokemon? And I guess I already gave mine. It's Mudkip, but I don't know if that's true. I like Rowlet a lot too. There's a Rowlet behind me there. I put Mike's in the way. Yep, little Rowlet looking over my shoulder all the time. Yep, what about you guys?
Nice.
Oh, man.
It's very tough.
It's so tough.
I'm inclined to say Froakie because I did just say Greninja, but at the same time, I do have an attachment to Mudkip as well.
Mudkip's solid, yeah. I would say, even though red was what I went with, if I had to pick a starter, Squirtle.
Oh, Squirtle's good.
Squirtle is good.
Over Charmander, though?
Yeah.
Is the thing I would... And I know Jay's a water type trainer, too, so like it's kind of...
Yeah.
He definitely is inclined to agree. Yeah, Squirtle's good, especially you get that Squirtle Squad Squirtle with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, man, Squirtles, they're all good. Like, all Gen 1, all Gen 2, all Gen 3 starters.
I don't know if you guys saw, but the Squirtle Squad recently returned in the anime.
Did they?
I did.
Yeah,
I did
like
see that,
just recently.
What happened? Like, what's going on?
Well, like, because it's Ash's final journey, he's just, like, going around the world
all
doing,
the
like, some final stuff.
Butterfree
It's all nostalgia,
back.
yeah. So, Ash had...
Yeah.
Ash had Charizard and Bulbasaur with him, and they met up with the Squirtle Squad, and it was just like an adventure in one episode.
That's nice. I like that. I like that they're kind of just embracing the nostalgia.
He's traveling with Misty and Brock right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good old Misty and Brock. It's been a while since I've seen them, to be honest with you. I think, didn't they make a quick cameo in Alola? In Gen 7?
They did. They look basically the same. Like, their design is basically like ripped from Sun and Moon.
Okay,
which is cool.
It's just their modern designs, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is good. Next up, we got from Bunny. What is the worst Pokemon to battle with? And I guess you could either take this two ways. You could either say, what's the worst one to battle like on your team with? Or worst one to battle against? I don't know which way they're going with it, but I guess we could give both. So which one's the worst one that you've had on your team? Or which was the worst one you hate having on your team?
Well, I mean...
That's kind of a weird...
like, uselessness, you could be like Metapod or Magikarp.
Yeah.
Like, one that I hate... I hate a lot of things... like Chansey and Blissey's with high CP, things that always restore their health.
Yeah.
That's always annoying.
Whitney's Miltank.
Oh, that's the one I was going to say the worst one to face off against.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like it literally made me restart my game because it was so hard to beat. And I just couldn't win.
It's notoriously like one of the worst battles in Pokemon because it's just like it's got like fully evolved Pokemon stats at like Gym 3 when like you're not going to have a fully evolved team, so like you're fighting against like high 400s, low 500 base stat total, which is insane.
Yeah. And then it uses rollout, which is just like super strong as well too, and you're using attacks that have like a power of like 40 or 50, and it's using an attack I think it's like 70 or 80 for rollolike.
And then it has Milk Drink in the remake, which heals, attract. And
it's only the third gym. Like you're not. It's like chill, bro. Like you don't need to go. You don't need to go that hard
for this level of competition yet.
Yeah. It put a lot of hair on my chest as a child. That's for sure.
It was like one of those things. Like if you beat Whitney, you'd be like the hero of the playground that day.
Yeah. And we already mentioned it too, but I guess another good one to mention is Cynthia's Garchomp. That thing is brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have too much trouble in like the later games. I can't think of anyone who was like particularly hard, but I don't know if I'm just like better at Pokemon, I guess.
I've heard Ultra Necrozma is really difficult in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I never played those.
I played it and I cheesed it because I heard it was really hard. I used, it might have been actually one of my other favorite Pokemon, Chandelure, because I think none of its attacks can hit a ghost type.
That's a good Pokemon.
I love me some Chandelure. It's my go-to answer when people ask, what's your favorite Pokemon? Just because it's like, everyone knows it. Everyone kind of likes it. It's a great Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's also my go-to, like when I'm breeding in Pokemon games because it gets Flame Body. So it's my go-to Flame Body user for when I'm hatching eggs.
Right.
Yeah. Do you guys think of any other ones that are hard or brutal to like battle with?
Battle with, I'd say Sunflora, because it has the lowest base stat total of any fully evolved Pokemon.
Does it really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a deeply knowledgeable answer, Jay.
Yes, like very specific. Oh wow.
Yeah. And the reason I say that over Magikarp is because at least Magikarp can evolve into Gyarados.
True. Yeah.
That is true. There is an upside with Magikarp where Sunflora
with
just
Sunflora, it's fully evolved.
It's pathetic.
You're not going to get many better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to think, like there's specific, I guess, things like a lot of normal or ghost types like have their place, but are a lot of times not that, like, I'm trying to think like things like Dream Eater and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of setting up and stuff and not for it. So it's not always favorable or fun to use.
Speaking of moves, when at what point, I guess maybe this might not even apply yet, but at what point when you're playing Pokemon games did you stop only just choosing whatever move did the highest damage when you're like when you're picking which move to put on your Pokemon? Like at what point did you like start thinking like, maybe it would be helpful to put this Pokemon to sleep, or a Swords Dance could be nice here?
I think for me, it was around the time when I realized what stats did. Like the fact that like an attack stat is connected to physical attack, or special attack is right.
Yeah.
And around that time, I was like, okay, I should probably like, these moves do more than just make my Pokemon flash randomly for one turn.
Yeah. Mine's kind of the same, but like the thing is, like I played before the physical special split for like a long time, so I didn't even actually know for a long time that there was a split.
Yeah, growing up as a kid, I had no idea what the difference between the swirly attack and the like explosion attack was.
Yeah, it didn't really.
Those symbols meant nothing to me. Yeah.
It didn't exist back then. It didn't exist before Gen 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird, like thinking, just going back and like having to rework your brain for the different distributions of physical and special.
Yeah. Like I think in Gen 1 it's literally just like fire type is special, water type is physical. It's just that's all it is. It's like which is just insane. Gen 1's broken in many ways.
They did that for Gen 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, like, that's true.
Yeah, Gen 1 is just broken in many, many ways.
Yeah.
It's
delightfully broken is what it is.
It's delightfully broken. Play Fire Red play Fire Red or Let's Go if you want to play Kanto.
Yes. Next up from Bunny, we got, what is the most overrated Pokemon? This is a good question because it's bound to bring out the hate in us a little bit. I'm going to go.
I
have a spicy one too. You give your spicy take first, Jay.
Okay. Charizard.
That's literally a hot take.
that is the hottest take. But like, okay, I'm just kind of sick and tired of Charizard because like, every generation it gets something. It gets way too much love. It gets way too much. Stop. Give some time to other stuff.
Counter argument. Charizard's effing cool. So I don't mind. I love it.
Blastoise is cooler.
As much as I get fatigued with Charizard, I do love a Charizard. They are. It's just you just think nostalgia back to like Ash and his Charizard, and you just can't help but love it. You
won't listen no matter what he does.
It's true.
He's okay. He's okay.
Kind of in the same vein, my most overrated Pokemon is probably not as controversial as Jay's, but it's kind of the same reasons. It's Pikachu. I don't think Pikachu's that good of a Pokemon, and I don't really like it that much. And if it wasn't the mascot of Pokemon, it's just kind of like, eh.
But would you have rather it been Clefairy? Like advertised as like being a super powerful Pokemon. He's just, other than obviously Ash's.
Yeah, Raichu's better than Pikachu. And Jay, what were you saying about Clefairy? Was it supposed to be Clefairy instead of Pikachu?
It was supposed to be Clefairy originally, and then they swapped it out at the last minute, and now it's Pikachu.
Oh, I'm glad they did, actually. That wouldn't have been very good, actually, I don't think.
Yeah.
Pikachu needs to be able to ride on Ash's shoulders.
The nice thing about Pikachu is he's spunky, right? It's kind of, it made it unique back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Pokemon, like, honestly, people say Pikachu's the mascot, but it's honestly both Pikachu and Eevee at this point.
Yeah, they've kind of transitioned it because I think they probably realized that people were getting sick of just Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that people love Eevee. And so they were just like, yeah, let's just make it Eevee.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're like
Just
basically
capitalizing
equal.
on that love, yeah.
For sure. And it's like a cute little dog fox Pokemon. So like people are going to like it no matter what, right?
Yeah. And like all the evolutions that it has, like that's just so cool.
Yeah. We need more though. I want more evolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Matt, you didn't give an overrated Pokemon. I'm waiting on bated breath to find out.
Yeah. Oh God, most overrated. I have been kind of quiet because as Mike holds
Are you
up
trying to tell him Gengar?
No.
I held up my new Gengar Squishmallow and I'm holding it so dearly
no.
before Matt tears him apart. Gengar's a great Pokemon.
Most overrated.
You don't have to give one if you don't have one.
I mean, probably be. Yeah, I don't know. It's too tough.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with stuff
There
on the
is no
spot.
overrated Pokemon.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know. Unpopular take, controversial take. No overrated Pokemon. Pokemon are all awesome. Pokemon are all unique. Just like all of us.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
born to be the very best.
That no one ever was.
We got right in the mic for that one. Okay, up next we got who is the best and worst Pokemon rival?
Well, best is obviously Ash and Gary.
I disagree.
Easy. What?
I like
Outrage.
Outrage. I like Silver.
I disagree.
I strongly disagree.
What are you guys going to say, Hop or what?
No. I don't really know who my favorite rival is. Barry's definitely up there for me.
Uh-huh.
Barry's
the Gardevoir guy, right?
No, that's Gen 4.
Oh, that's Wally.
Wally's the Gardevoir guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Barry. I was thinking Nimona because I like the dynamic between your rivals in Gen 9, but like I don't know if that's just recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say least. Most recently been watching a bit of Black and White. And
Black and White.
Don't like what's his name there?
N?
Trip?
Trip, yeah.
Trip. Which one's Trip? I don't even remember
he's
Trip.
Anime exclusive. He's an anime exclusive rival that walks up to Ash with a Snivy and beats his Pikachu the day he starts traveling.
Really? Just first thing he does is just destroy Ash?
Yeah.
That's just...
Ash was a dunce in Gen 5.
Ash is a dunce, man. It took him 20 years to beat the Elite Four. I just Googled this character, and I have never seen this guy before in my life.
Yeah, he's exclusive to the Gen 5 anime.
Yeah, which I have not watched at all, so that explains that.
Yeah.
And then,
worst rival, though? I'd probably say all of the rivals from Gen 6. They're terrible.
Yeah, that's just facts. That's just factual. Yeah. But I still stand by best being Silver from Gen 2. I like him. He's mean. He's a bad boy. It's Giovanni's son.
Ooh,
I feel like we're gonna have a bit of a controversial take here. I don't think rivals need to be jerks to be good.
No,
I don't think they need to be either.
That's not the point of rivals. It's just someone who brings out the best in you.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Nimona. She's like she is the strongest, and she was like basically training you to be stronger than her, so she'd have competition, which I think is a super cool idea.
It's true. Yeah, I do think that like I know Cole is definitely on the fence of he wants jerky rivals, but like I agree. I don't think they need to be jerks as long as they're an interesting character, right?
Yeah.
But I do think the past three rivals at least have been like overwhelmingly nice people. I think we're due for a jerky rival, if that makes sense.
We had Bede in Gen 8, which was the guy that became the fairy type gym leader after
That's
Opal.
True. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, just thinking of Gen 8, I just thought of Marnie. She's such a good gym trainer there. Gym leader.
She's a good little bean.
Yep. Okay, and then I guess this would be a good time to bring up AniPro Cole's question, whoever that is.
Some loser.
Some loser who's in Japan right now. They want to know, what is the best overall generation of Pokemon? And I'm assuming that, I guess that could go for game, like which game generation or which... I'm thinking he probably meant like which gen for the Pokedex is the best one.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
And I have an easy answer for this one.
I have an easy answer for this one too.
And mine's going to be a hotter take than Matthew's.
I have an easy answer.
I already know. I'm going to guess. Okay. I'm obviously Gen 1. Because
yes, Matthew's a Gen 1er. Yes.
I'm going to say for Mike, Gen 2.
Nope.
No? Oh, okay.
Generation 5 is an elite generation of Pokemon.
Okay.
Which
That
is
a very hot take. That is a very hot take.
Spicy
but
hot
honestly,
take.
I'm here for it. For it.
Seriously, you go through Gen 5 and like people didn't like it because you played the game and you just like faced off a bunch of you had all these Pokemon you didn't know and you're just meeting for the first time. But that's what I like about a new Pokemon game too, right? Yeah. And because they basically made it so you play the entire Pokemon to play the whole game before you get an old Pokemon, the Dex has like so much variety to it for that gen. And like there's just some elite level designs in there. We're talking Chandelure, we're talking Excadrill, we're talking Crocodile, we're talking like there's some great Pokemon in that generation. And then like you got Reshiram and Zekrom and stuff. It's like
Noibat,
yep, Noivern.
Isn't that Gen 6?
Is it?
Yeah, that's Gen 6.
Oh.
That is Gen 6.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all good.
All good.
Gigalith, I think, is that Gen 2?
Gigalith is Gen 5, yeah.
Gigalith is really good. There's just...
Haxorus, Hydreigon.
Haxorus. Oh, and Hydreigon, that's right. The only problem with Gen 5, and I'm sure you guys will agree, is that it has 6 Pokemon that are among the worst Pokemon in all of Pokemon, and there are 6 monkeys.
Oh, the
Panseer, Simisage, yeah. Everyone hates them, and it's justified. They're terrible.
I remember when Gen 5 was coming out, I was going to use a Pansage on my team.
Yeah,
because I just thought like I needed a grass type, and it was an early game grass type, so why not?
Yeah,
I think I used
and then I found out it wasn't good.
Team, and then it was like, oh, this Pokemon's bad.
Yeah.
This is not good. And it's also very ugly.
Sawaddle a little bit later on.
Oh, Sawaddle's good too. Man, Gen 5, I'm telling you, it's just chef's
Golurk.
kiss. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good Pokemon in there.
Yeah. Beartick.
Darmanitan.
Darmanitan. That was my fire type. My first Gen 5 playthrough was very good. But I'm going to go with a different Pokedex for mine.
Okay.
My favorite Pokedex is Gen 3.
I was going to guess Gen 3 for you.
Yeah.
And that'd probably be my second favorite.
I just like, it has my favorite regional bird in Swellow. It has, we've got Metagross, we've got Salamence, we've got Gardevoir, we've got Slacking, we've got, Mightyena's even cool.
Got my boy Cradilly.
We've got Cradilly, we've got Absol, which is like one of the coolest Pokemon ever. We've got Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza, which are very cool.
Yeah.
All the Reggies. It's just such a cool generation. I think that people think look at all the water and go, it's too much water. No, look, the region may be too water heavy, but the Pokemon are so cool.
Yeah. I think this is where like
no water Pokemon in Gen 9.
Yeah, and there's also like no fire Pokemon in Gen 9 too, which hurts me.
There's 0 in Gen 4 too.
There's 0 water in Gen 4?
Well,
or like barely any?
There's 2. There's in Diamond and Pearl, there are 2 fire type Pokemon, Rapidash and Infernape.
Yes.
For fully evolved, and that's it. They introduced Magmortar
Rapidash Gen 1.
No, but you
He's talking about the games.
The games.
What about like Magmortar?
You can't catch it until after you beat the game.
Yeah. But
so
you can start the game with Victini though. Oh no, that's Gen 5.
That's Gen 5.
I got it wrong. Yep. Oops. Yeah. What's the worst generation then? That's maybe a hotter take here.
Gen 4 for me.
Gen 4, eh?
It's just like, I don't know, there's not a lot of originality. It's just a lot of like extended. I mean, that could be a hot take.
I think that's a hot take. There's a lot of Pokemon I like in Gen 4.
Well, no.
Yeah, I like a lot of Pokemon Gen 4.
There is, but I mean, I don't know. I look at it overall and it's like, it just seemed like very lazy.
See, that's how I feel. I've already said it, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that's how I feel about Gen 6. I just feel like it's kind of, I don't really like much here.
Well, yeah.
I think Gen 6 has the Megas, which I think is cool.
Yeah, the Megas are pretty cool.
But for me, I'd say Gen 7. I was very struggled for choice when it came to, like, saying which Gen 7 Pokemon is, like, my favorite. Decidueye's cool. That's about it.
Oh, Jay, I could not agree with this. I could not disagree with this take more. I love Gen 7.
I don't know what it is. I just don't.
You got Toxapex,
really like...
you got the Lycanrocs, you got Vikavolt, you got Incineroar, you got some Salazzle. Oh man.
I think you're listing all these Pokemon and I'm just like, I don't really care for them.
Oh man. The Tapus are sweet.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Tapus, like
all the Ultra Beasts.
None of them ever did it for me. Guzzlord was weird.
Guzzlord is weird.
Freaking Scream.
I'm not that big of a fan of the Ultra Beasts.
Oh, okay. What were you saying, Jay?
Like the Scream cry that it has in the anime.
Yeah, it's just not good.
No.
No.
If I'm the one editing it, I'll see if I can find editing this episode. I'll see if I can find like an audio clip of Guzzlord's scream from the anime.
Do it. That wasn't it. That was just Matthew screaming that one.
That was just...
No, that was the clip.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the end of our questions here. What else do you guys want to talk about for Pokemon?
I've a very, very off the top of my head question.
Okay.
Very, very last minute. Mm-hmm. If you could build your ideal Pokemon team of 6,
okay,
what Pokemon would you use on it? You don't need to talk moves or like stats or any kind of distribution like that. Mm-hmm. Just Pokemon.
Okay. Gardevoir.
Okay. Excellent choice.
Talonflame.
Okay.
After I just talked, some
smack on Gen 4.
Yeah.
That's Gen 6.
That's Gen 6. Right.
Gen 6.
Fletchling is
Okay,
what am I talking about?
Yep. I get them mixed up. There's so many now.
There's so many, okay?
There's
like
over
1,000
now.
Okay?
It's
Brains turn into mush. Yeah.
What? That's my senile voice. Anyways, Talonflame, Machamp, just for obvious reasons.
Okay.
I like your type combos so far.
Yeah, that's kind of how I like to build my team, is coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Machamp.
Just shows you're a veteran Pokemon player.
I'm just gonna go Mewtwo, throw him on there because like he's just highest attack stat of like Pokemon. Like he's
Mewtwo's
just
elite.
God. I'd probably would also like to put on Kyogre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Big Whale.
Big Whale. And for my 6, As you can tell, I've put a lot of thought into this ahead of time.
Did you? I actually can't tell. It actually seems like a really good list, to be honest with you. Let's see. He's got a psychic. He's got a water. He's got a fire / and a flying. He's got a fighting. What are you missing?
Go
there?
for a grass.
A grass type, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just think about like what is grass effective against that, I guess.
Yeah, grass is kind of a bad type.
Yeah, like what is grass good against? Really water, I guess.
Rock, water, resistant to electric.
So for like I don't know, the ground, you can cover it with the flying of the Talon Flame and just
Yeah. Just pick a favorite, just have a mascot.
Okay. Snorlax, just because he holds a dear spot to my heart.
Yeah. Okay, Jay, what about you?
Good team. Okay, so if I were to have like an ideal team, I'd probably go, let's go Inteleon, Swellow, Metagross, Absol.
Ooh.
That's a little different.
That's a tasty pick.
I like
it. Mm-hmm. That's a connoisseur's choice.
Let's go.
So you got Steel, Psychic, Dark,
Water.
Inteleon is Psychic or Dark? I can't remember.
Just pure water.
Just pure water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably then go. I want to say Shiftry, but that's also a dark type, and that would give me 2 dark types.
Let's go Shiftry. Why not?
I like type. I like a good type spread.
Yeah.
Let's go Sceptile.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Solid.
Okay. Yep.
Dragon when it megas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got a couple megas now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If megas ever come back.
Yeah, if megas ever come back. And let's go with Magmortar.
Ooh,
okay.
I like me a Magmortar. I like Electivire more, but it's just personal taste.
I just wanted fire for the coverage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to totally not even think from a competitive standpoint here at all, and hopefully it's going to work out. I'm going to go Chandelure.
Okay. Solid. Fire Ghost.
Tyranitar.
Okay.
With what's the ability that Sand Veil, where it sets up the sandstorm.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, now we're all of a sudden getting into competitive.
Then I'm going to have an Excadrill with the ability, because it can either have Mold Breaker or the ability where it gets faster in the sandstorm.
Okay.
Oh, so that's Sand Veil, your thing of Sandstream for setting up Sandstorm.
It's a good combo, the Tyranitar and the Excadrill, and then you get the Steel and the Dark and Rock, and it's like, oh, good stuff. Top notch. Then I'll go with let's go wild. You know what? Let's go with an Electivire. Or maybe a Alolan Raichu, actually. Let's go Alolan Raichu.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And how many is that? That's 4?
Yeah. That's 4.
Okay. I'm gonna get my boy Decidueye in here.
Okay.
And then lastly, I'm gonna go with a heck, why not? Let's go with a Gengar. I got a Gengar in there.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
That actually I like that team actually. That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Solid.
I do
solid
like a team. I do think about a Gastrodon in there too, but Gengar's good.
Gastrodon, yeah. I mean, Gengar's
it's classic, right?
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's also like I like Pokemon that are like classic and also really good, so you can like use them to kick butt. So it's just nice. It's just a good combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which team did you like the best? Comment below, let us know.
Yes.
Or on our Discord or wherever you can find us. Links on aniprodpod.com.
Are we wrapping up? Should we just do the whole actual outro?
Did we have anything else we want to say?
I don't know. We don't have any more questions. I think we've talked about our favorite stuff, our favorite gens. I think we're good to roll out some Autobots.
All right.
Not to test Jay's skills as the host.
All right, let's put this to the test. Thank you so much for listening to the Anime Protagonist podcast. You can follow the podcast over on all of our social medias. Those can all be found on our website at anipropod.com. Or you can find me personally. That would be Jay Garedian. That's JayGareDian. Mike, where can they find you?
You can find me at Gritty Gundam on Twitter, GrittyGundam. Matt, shout yourself out. Where can they find you? Where can they let you know what's going on?
Well, you can hit me up if anybody plays Pokemon Go. I have to post my trainer code. I'll send that to Mike. It's Nugdeep.
Or they could talk to you in our Discord too. You're in there.
Or yeah, Nugdeep in the Discord.
Yep.
That's where I'd be.
Yep.
Sweet. And if you liked what you listened to today, please leave us a review, 5 stars, wherever you're listening to or watching this. It really helps us out a lot. Remember to subscribe as well for more if you want to stay up to date on future episodes. And am I forgetting anything?
No, I don't think you're forgetting anything, but I do want to. I've been meaning to do this, but I keep forgetting about it. I want to read one of our 5-star iTunes reviews.
Sure, let's go for it.
Yeah.
So if you want to be featured on a future episode, leave some 5-star reviews and maybe we'll read it on a future episode.
That's right. I don't remember which one I read before, but I'm going to go with this one because it's our newest. From 2 Consoles Too Late. They say, I happened upon Jay, Mike, and Cole's podcast and have been an avid listener. I'm admittedly not an anime enthusiast, but that doesn't matter. These guys have a great dynamic and I enjoy every episode. Great audio and show format to boost. Thank you very much, 2 Consoles Too Late.
That means so much. Thank you.
Yes. I like nice things said about me. I'm glad Matthew also agrees it's a quality program. And I think with that, Jay.
And with that, we will be back next week. But until we are back, we will leave you with one last message. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gotta say it one more time, Matt.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.